Now, I think it's a good segue to the topic of convergence, right, between Wi-Fi and cellular. We talk about spectrum, but at the end of the day, there's indoors, outdoors, and each technology has a part to play. What's your view and vision on that?
Well, I guess I'll build on the way you teed up that question in that every technology has a part to play. This really should not be a Wi-Fi versus cellular conversation. It should be a conversation around, people depend on connectivity. And in order to deliver that connectivity, we need a collection of technologies. And frankly, cellular and Wi Fi are the two most widely used technologies in delivering this. And we tend to be very complementary in nature, right? So cellular is going to deliver wide area networking, period. Wi-Fi is never going to give you connectivity doing 110 kilometers an hour, down the expressway. And quite frankly, cellular is highly unlikely that cellular is going to be able to deliver the connectivity necessary indoors in a way that is economically feasible. And so if you just kind of understand those 2 points, you know why it's so important that we find ways for cellular and Wi-Fi to work well together for seamless handoff between the two technologies, because ultimately that's going to allow service providers to deliver high performance connectivity for these quote 5G use cases and applications wherever their subscribers are. And they're going to be able to do it in a much more cost effective manner than if they were required to deploy 5G networks everywhere that the user is, including indoors. So again, I think if people are kind of really honest about what we need to deliver in connectivity, they would understand how important the convergence of Wi-Fi and cellular in fact is. Now, there's a lot of initiatives going on to help in that area of convergence and that seamless handoff. Of course, there is Passpoint and Open Roaming, which are two technologies that Wi-Fi Alliance and the Wireless Broadband Alliance are working on. And we're continuing to work together to make both of those technologies as successful as possible. But I think it starts with kind of getting out of these, let's say, almost want to say like religious wars around Wi-Fi versus
Yeah.
cellular, and instead stand shoulder to shoulder and say, how can our two industries together deliver on the next generation of connectivity? And it's going to require both technologies.